On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Pair.
To trim or cut away the outer edges or excess of something, often about physical objects or figurative concepts. To reduce or simplify something to its most essential or crucial elements.
Examples:
Pare an apple. Pare back wasteful spending. I must pare down my wardrobe and donate some of my clothes to charity.
Outskirt.
The part of a town or city away from the center, typically the suburbs, the fringe or border of something.
Examples:
The outskirt of the forest. On the western outskirts. The outskirt of the city was quieter and more peaceful than the busy downtown area.
Unrelenting.
Not easing or slackening in intensity, persistent and unwavering in pursuit of a goal.
Examples:
Unrelenting pressure. Unrelenting pursuit. The unrelenting heat made it difficult to sleep.
Pound.
The standard unit of money in the UK, the standard unit of weight equal to 16 ounces.
Examples:
3/4 of a pound. Thousands of pounds. The car's front bumper cost £1,500.
Scholar.
Professor, a person who studies a topic in considerable depth, particularly in a university.
Examples:
Scholar in international politics. Noted scholar. You won't have to pay college tuition if you're a scholar.
Bullet.
A metal projectile that is shot from a gun.
Examples:
Bullet wound. Bullet train. The stray bullet went through the window and hit the wall.
Fundamentalist.
A person who adheres strictly to the basic principles of any subject or discipline.
Examples:
Fundamentalist church. Political fundamentalist. He is a religious fundamentalist and strictly adheres to the teachings of his faith.
Assassin.
A person who murders a prominent or well-known person for political reasons or in exchange for money.
Examples:
Fall victim to an assassin. Would-be assassin. She hired an assassin to kill her opponent.
Provoke.
To stimulate or give rise to a particular reaction or have a particular effect.
Examples:
Provoke a disease. Provoke a reaction. Her behavior provoked a quarrel between the couple.
Salvation.
Preservation or deliverance from harm, ruin, or loss.
Examples:
Salvation Army. The salvation of the individual soul. For many, the church was the only source of salvation in harsh times.
Denounce.
To speak out against, to strongly criticize something or someone.
Examples:
Denounce a statement. Denounce a heresy. He denounced the actions of the corrupt official.
Advocate.
A person who supports or suggests an idea, development, or way of doing something.
Examples:
An advocate of disarmament. Public education advocates. Advocates of abolishing the death penalty often argue that the alternative heaviest sentence should be life in prison.
Biology.
The scientific study of life and the natural processes of living things.
Examples:
Evolutionary biology. Cell and molecular biology. In junior high school, we had to dissect a frog in biology class.
Eject.
To force someone to put out or leave a particular place or position.
Examples:
Eject a player from a game. Eject huge amounts of pollutant. Our immune system can eject disease germs from the body.
Identify.
To recognize someone or something and say or prove who or what they are.
Examples:
Identify handwriting. Identify gene sequences. I will introduce you to how to identify the leading causes of the malfunction.
Terrify.
To frighten someone very much.
Examples:
Terrify people. The threats terrify him. It would be best not to terrify your associates into doing complex tasks.
Tide.
The cyclical rise and fall of sea level caused by the moon's gravitational pull.
Examples:
Tide cycle. Ride the tide of change. Red tide is often harmful to the local ecosystem.
Extremism.
The holding of extreme political or religious views, actions, or beliefs that fall outside of what is considered acceptable or reasonable.
Examples:
Violent extremism. Political extremism. The rise of far-right extremism has sparked concern among many civil rights organizations.
Claim.
To assert that something is true, to demand or request something as one's own, to lay legal or moral right to something. Noun, a demand or assertion of a right or something that one believes to be true.
Examples:
Claim responsibility. False claim. He wants to claim ownership of the abandoned property.
Ridiculous.
Very silly or unreasonable and deserving to be laughed at.
Examples:
A ridiculous amount of money. A ridiculous suggestion. Everyone regarded the theory he advocated as ridiculous, but was later proven correct.
Fatwa.
A religious ruling or legal opinion, typically issued by an Islamic scholar or authority figure, guiding various aspects of life, including personal conduct, morality, and social issues.
Examples:
Fatwa decree. Religious fatwa. The religious leader issued a fatwa condemning the violent actions.
Doe.
A mature female of mammals of which the male is called a buck, such as a deer or a rabbit.
Examples:
Doe rabbit. Buck and doe. Hunters use a whistle that makes the doe sound to lure stags.
Untold.
Not yet revealed or known, not having been counted or measured.
Examples:
Untold riches. An untold number of people. The untold stories of the disaster victims need to be heard to understand the impact fully.
Heritage.
The culture and traditions that are passed down from previous generations.
Examples:
Heritage site. Historical heritage. The heritage of the city is reflected in its architecture.
Peaceful.
Not involving violence, conflict, or war.
Examples:
Peaceful country. Peaceful coexistence. Plutonium has limited peaceful applications.
Attendant.
A person who is employed to provide a service or perform tasks, often in a public place, such as a flight attendant, parking attendant, or hospital attendant.
Examples:
Flight attendant. Personal attendant. The attendant at the parking lot directed me to an available parking spot.
Motto.
A phrase or slogan that expresses a guiding principle or goal.
Examples:
The motto for safe traffic. Company motto. The company's motto is innovation and service, which is reflected in its products and customer support.
Subsequent.
Happening or occurring later or after something else.
Examples:
Over subsequent months. Reduce subsequent mortality. In the subsequent meeting, the team discussed ways to improve productivity.
Murder.
The crime of killing somebody intentionally.
Examples:
Murder in the second degree. Attempted murder. This intriguing murder mystery remains unsolved.
Harsh.
Severe and unkind, extremely tough and unpleasant to inhabit.
Examples:
Harsh climate. Use of harsh chemicals. The Prime Minister faced harsh criticism.
Terrorism.
The use of violence to attain political or religious goals, or to compel a government to act.
Examples:
terrorism against civilians, anti-terrorism bill. Democracy is utterly opposed to any form of terrorism.
Resort.
A place where many people go for rest, sport, or another stated purpose. Verb, turn to or take a course of action, especially an extreme or undesirable one, to resolve a difficult circumstance.
Examples:
resort to desperate measures, a last resort. If both countries resort to nuclear deterrence, the consequence could be mutual destruction.
Torture.
The act of causing intense pain or suffering to someone to punish them, extract information from them, or for some other reason.
Examples:
a torture chamber, an instrument of torture. The use of torture is strictly prohibited under international law.
Disappear.
To cease to exist or be visible.
Examples:
disappear without a trace. Disappear after a week. They watched the train disappear into the distance.
Communal.
Belonging to or used by a group rather than individuals, for common use.
Examples:
communal swimming pool. Communal combination of funds. Communal elections were held in several European countries.
Largely.
Virtually entirely, to a large degree.
Examples:
largely accepted. Largely mitigate the issue. Nevada is largely a desert state.
Ignore.
To intentionally not listen or pay attention to.
Examples:
ignore her advice. Ignore a ban. Since independence, the area has been completely ignored.
Fin.
A thin flat part on the body of a fish or other aquatic animal used for propulsion or balance.
Examples:
back fin. A fin of a plane. The shark's powerful fins allowed it to swim at high speeds.
Peasant.
A farmer or agricultural worker who owns or rents a small piece of land and grows crops, especially in a traditional or undeveloped society.
Examples:
peasant class. Exploited peasant. Many people today romanticize the idea of the simple life of a peasant, but in reality, it was a difficult and often harsh existence.
Flee.
To leave by running away, especially out of fear or danger.
Examples:
flee their homes. Flee abroad. It is a basic instinct to flee from a dangerous situation.
Intellect.
The ability to think logically and comprehend information, especially at an advanced level.
Examples:
Enrich my intellect. Human intellect. Your intellect is capable of distinguishing among similar objects.
Refuse.
To show that one is not willing to do or accept something.
Examples:
Refuse a request. Refuse the company. My initial reaction was to refuse.
Criticism.
The act of analyzing, evaluating, or judging something, especially literary or artistic work, to find fault with it or to offer suggestions for improvement, the expression of disapproval or censure.
Examples:
Criticism from the public. Harsh criticism. Constructive criticism is always helpful to help improving one's work.
Government.
The group of people with authority to control a country or state.
Examples:
Government bureaucracy. Government funding. The federal government is planning to increase taxes for the next fiscal year.
Entitle.
To give someone the right to have or do something. To give a title to someone or something.
Examples:
Entitle him to a pension. Entitle the company to use the logo. The employee was entitled to a week of vacation time.
Precedent.
A previous event or action that serves as an example or rule to authorize or justify similar events or actions in the future.
Examples:
Break with precedent. A bad precedent. The court used previous precedents to make its decision.
Ancestor.
A person from whom one is descended, a forefather.
Examples:
Ancestor language. Earliest human ancestor. My remote ancestor immigrated to the United States from Ireland in the 1800s.
Struggle.
To make a great effort to do something when it is difficult, or there are a lot of problems, to use force or violence to break away from restraint or constriction.
Examples:
Struggle against discrimination. Struggle to get the job. He could not struggle against temptation.
Overlook.
To fail to notice something, to watch over someone, to provide a view from above.
Examples:
Overlook a street. Overlook that fact. We cannot overlook an opportunity for great success.
Jihad.
A concept in Islam referring to a struggle or effort, often internal, to uphold or defend the faith, which can be interpreted in different ways, including as a spiritual or political struggle.
Examples:
Jihad of knowledge. Nonviolent jihad. Many scholars argue that the true meaning of jihad is to strive for personal betterment and to defend justice and peace.
Unarmed.
Without weapons or arms, not carrying any form of weapon or ammunition, or engaging in physical conflict with weapons.
Examples:
Unarmed combat, unarmed robbery. The unarmed protesters marched peacefully through the streets.
Defy.
To challenge or dare someone to do something, to resist or disobey a rule, decision, etc.
Examples:
Defy gravity, defy authority. She tried to defy her parents by moving to the city against their wishes.
Militant.
Willing to use force or violence to achieve a political or social goal.
Examples:
Militant nations, a militant reformer. The militant group launched a series of attacks on government buildings.
Assume.
To think or accept something to be true without having proof of it, to take or begin to have power, to begin to exhibit a specific quality or appearance.
Examples:
Assume a lousy attitude to his boss. Assume an important role. The following example assumes that the capacity of each battery is the same.
Condone.
To overlook, forgive, or show approval for an action or behavior that is wrong or disapproved of.
Examples:
Condone the behavior. Condone the action. The parents refused to condone their daughter's behavior, which they considered unacceptable.
Inherent.
Existing in something as a permanent, essential, or characteristic attribute.
Examples:
Inherent risk. Have an inherent dislike. Honesty is an inherent quality that everyone should strive to possess.
Violent.
Involving or caused by physical force or aggression against someone or something.
Examples:
Victim of a violent crime. Violent incident. The protesters became violent when the police tried to disperse them.
Legitimate.
Accordant with or allowed by law, lawful.
Examples:
A legitimate child. Legitimate question. Public political demonstrations are considered legitimate rights for citizens.
Grievance.
A real or imagined cause for complaint or protest, especially regarding an unfair or unjust treatment.
Examples:
File a grievance. A minor grievance. She had a legitimate grievance with her employer over unequal pay.
Staunch.
Firmly loyal and devoted, unyielding or resolute.
Examples:
Staunch conviction. staunch opponent. She was a staunch supporter of the cause, always willing to speak out for her beliefs.
Opponent.
A person against whom you are playing or fighting in a game, competition, debate, etc.
Examples:
computer opponent, death penalty opponent. He was attempting to confuse his opponent.
Victim.
A person who has been harmed, injured, or otherwise negatively affected by a particular action, circumstance, or event.
Examples:
victim support, victim compensation. The victim of the crime deserves justice and support to recover from the trauma.
Perpetrator.
A person who carries out a harmful or illegal act, particularly one that involves violence or deception.
Examples:
perpetrator identity, culprit perpetrator. The police have not yet caught the perpetrator of the crime.
Accord.
An official agreement or treaty between two organizations, countries, etc. Verb, allow to have.
Examples:
accord with public opinion, by national accord. The organization finally signed a peace accord.
Survey.
An investigation of the opinions, behavior, etc. of a particular group of people, made by asking people questions.
Examples:
a comprehensive survey, recent survey. That survey shows that people are accepting the tax increase to some extent.
Arabic.
The Semitic language of the Arab people, widely spoken throughout the Middle East and North Africa, of or relating to Arab peoples, culture, or language.
Examples:
Arabic cuisine, Arabic language. I'm studying Arabic calligraphy as part of my art class.
Toll.
Money that you have to pay to use a particular road, bridge, etc. Verb, to ring slowly.
Examples:
a toll road, toll a bell at his death. There is no toll car park nearby.
Vast.
Enormous in size, number, amount, or quantity.
Examples:
vast majority, vast desert. A vast audience viewed the broadcast.
Cite.
To refer to something such as a passage, book, etc. as evidence for a theory or as a reason why something has happened.
Examples:
cite various authorities, cite a fact as evidence. The devil can cite scripture for his purpose.
Definition.
A concise explanation of the meaning of a word, phrase, or symbol.
Examples:
a precise definition, the definition of a word. Parallel lines are, by definition, lines on the same plane that never cross.
Sociologist.
A person who studies the institutions and development of human society.
Examples:
Religious sociologist, French sociologist. Sociologist studies the changes in family structure due to modernization.
Religion.
A deep conviction in a supernatural power that controls human destiny.
Examples:
Religion sociology, freedom of religion. Their religion strictly prohibits them from drinking or gambling.
Tradition.
A belief, custom, or way of doing something that has been passed down from generation to generation within a group or society.
Examples:
A tradition of a culture. Against tradition. It is a tradition in many families to have a big Thanksgiving dinner with all their relatives.
Movement.
A group of people working together to achieve a shared goal, especially a political, social, or artistic one, the process of moving or being moved, physically or figuratively.
Examples:
A circular movement. Movement of troops. The movement of the dancers on stage was graceful and elegant.
Extreme.
Very great in amount or degree.
Examples:
Extreme sports. Extreme weather events. Solar gravity creates extreme pressures and temperatures.
Context.
The circumstances, facts, or conditions that surround a particular event, situation, or statement and that give it meaning.
Examples:
Historical context. Legal context. It's important to understand the context of a situation before making a decision.
Manipulate.
To influence or control something or someone to your advantage, often in an unfair or dishonest way.
Examples:
Manipulate figures. Vulnerable to manipulate. Please tell me how to manipulate this computer.
Achieve.
To successfully complete a task or goal, often through hard work, perseverance, and dedication, to attain or accomplish something that one has set out to do.
Examples:
Achieve success. Achieve milestones. I will work hard to achieve my goals and realize my dreams.
Aim.
To try or plan to get or achieve something.
Examples:
Aim at a specific target. Aim to be a nurse. We aim for an overseas expansion.
Politic.
Wise in displaying the ability to make reasonable decisions.
Examples:
A politic decision. Heal the body, politic. She was politic in her behavior.
Theology.
The study of the nature of God and religious belief.
Examples:
Theology student. A college of theology. The professor specialized in the theology of the early church.
Monolith.
A large, single upright block of stone, especially one shaped into a pillar or monument, something that is very large, solid, and uniform in shape or appearance.
Examples:
Metal monolith. Towering monolith. The art exhibit featured a massive monolith sculpture made entirely of recycled materials.
Diversity.
The quality or fact of many different types of things or people being included in something, a range of different things or people.
Examples:
The diversity policy of the university. Lingual diversity. He was impressed by the range and diversity of the collection.
Interrelated.
Closely connected or related to each other.
Examples:
The interrelated nature of the problems. Interrelated factors. The different parts of the system are interrelated and rely on each other to function correctly.
Non-governmental.
Not belonging to or controlled by a government.
Examples:
Non-governmental aid worker. Non-governmental agency. The non-governmental organization works to promote human rights in developing countries.
Brotherhood.
A relationship characterized by mutual support, unity, and camaraderie among people who share a common interest.
Examples:
Spirit of brotherhood. Brotherhood among coworkers. The brotherhood between the firefighters was evident in their teamwork and bravery during the blaze.
Conservative.
Holding traditional views and values and opposed to change or innovation.
Examples:
A conservative society. Conservative about production. He always makes a conservative estimation when predicting future sales.
Relation.
The way two persons or groups of people feel and act toward one another.
Examples:
Relation between cause and effect. Relation of inclusion. The industrial relations laws were passed with little to no alteration.
Preserve.
To keep or maintain a particular quality, feature, etc., especially to prevent it from decaying, being damaged, or being destroyed.
Examples:
Preserve my strength. Preserve a country's heritage. They worked hard to preserve the nature of their native lands.
Adherent.
A person who supports a particular party, person, or set of ideas, the act or state of coming or being in close contact with something.
Examples:
An adherent of the ideology. Non-adherent cell. He was a devout adherent of the religion.
Purport:
To claim or suggest that something is true or has a particular character or quality. Noun, the intended meaning of a communication.
Examples:
Purport to answer the question. The main purport of his speech. The document purports to have been signed by the president, but the signature is a forgery.
Offensive:
Rude in a way that causes someone to feel anger, annoyance, or resentment, for the purpose of attack rather than defense.
Examples:
Assume the offensive. An offensive smell. His offensive philosophy in business led to many hostile takeovers.
Feminist:
Describing a belief in and advocacy for achieving gender equality in social, political, and economic spheres. Advocating for the rights and empowerment of women. Noun, a person who believes in and advocates for gender equality between men and women.
Examples:
Feminist movement. Feminist perspective. The feminist ideals of inclusivity and diversity are important in creating a more just and equal world.
Oppose:
To be against or in conflict with something or someone, to resist or to try to prevent something from happening.
Examples:
Oppose a decision. Publicly oppose. I strongly oppose the new proposed law that would harm our environment.
Grassroots:
Of or relating to the ordinary people in a society or an organization as constituting a fundamental political and economic group.
Examples:
A grassroots movement for nuclear disarmament. The grassroots factor in making the decision. The feeling among the company's grassroots is that the CEO is not radical enough.
Refusal:
The act of showing or saying that one is not willing to do or accept something.
Examples:
Meet with a refusal. Refusal of inspection. She gave a firm refusal.
Democracy:
A form of government in which the people have the authority to deliberate and decide legislation, or to choose governing officials to do so.
Examples:
Democracy advocate. Principles of democracy. Democracy often entails inclusive capitalism as well.
Shout out:
A public expression of appreciation or acknowledgement, often given to an individual or group of people, typically used in social media, advertising, or broadcast media.
Examples:
Shout out message. Social media shout out. I want to give a shout out to all the volunteers who helped make this event a success.
Violation:
An action that breaches a law, rule, or agreement, an infringement of rights or duties.
Examples:
Violation law. Commit a traffic violation. The international community has widely condemned the violation of human rights.
Mass.
A large amount of a substance with no definite shape or form, a large number of people or things grouped or crowded together.
Examples:
A mass of molten rock. Critical mass. The mass of people who do not own property is politically impotent.
Threaten.
To utter intentions of injury or punishment against someone.
Examples:
Threaten a healthy relationship. Threaten national security. Various artificially induced causes are threatening our ecosystem.
Obvious.
Easy to see, discover, or understand.
Examples:
Obvious reasons. His conclusion was obvious. There are obvious differences between the two wine-producing regions.
Tip.
The top or extreme point of something slender or tapering, usually a mountain or hill. A piece of advice about something practical, a small amount of money given for services.
Examples:
The tip of a paintbrush. Give the waiter a tip. I will introduce some tips on learning English in this class.
Iceberg.
A large piece of ice floating in the sea, detached from a glacier.
Examples:
Hit an iceberg. Iceberg melting. The ship encountered a series of icebergs and had to change its course.
Purveyor.
A person or company that provides goods or services.
Examples:
A local purveyor. A purveyor to the army. This company is the world's largest purveyor of caviar.
Discriminate.
To treat a person or particular group of people worse or better than another, especially in an unfair way, to recognize or perceive the difference between people or things.
Examples:
Discriminate against women employees. Discriminate between different things. You should not discriminate against minorities.
Curtail.
To reduce or restrict something, to shorten or truncate, to cut short or bring to an abrupt end.
Examples:
Curtail spending. Curtail freedom. Due to budget constraints, the company had to curtail its marketing campaign for the new product.
Define.
To state or explain precisely the nature, scope, or meaning of something.
Examples:
Define a word. Define my position. To advance this discussion, we must define success rigorously.
All out.
Characterized by complete or maximum effort or intensity, lacking any restraint or reserve, done with great commitment or enthusiasm.
Examples:
All-out war. All-out commitment. He gave it his all-out effort in the race and won first place.
Discourse.
Any form of communication in speech or writing.
Examples:
Hold discourse with him. A discourse about art. Sweet discourse makes short days and nights.
Flaw.
A fault, mistake, or weakness that causes something not to be perfect.
Examples:
A minor flaw. The flaw in the legislation. Even the slightest design flaw in an aircraft can lead to a fatal accident.
Unfortunately.
By bad luck, unluckily.
Examples:
Unfortunately caught in a shower. Even more unfortunately. The treatments were done, but, unfortunately, were unsuccessful.
Encounter.
To face something, particularly something unpleasant or difficult, while attempting to do something else, to meet, especially unexpectedly.
Examples:
Encounter a crisis. Encounter a storm. I'm prepared to encounter challenges throughout this adventure.
Politically.
In a way that relates to the government or public affairs of a nation.
Examples:
Politically advantageous. Become politically savvy. This newspaper is supposed to be politically neutral.
Acknowledge.
To accept or admit the existence, reality, or truth of something. To accept that someone or something has a particular authority or quality. To express obligation, thanks, or gratitude for someone's help, commitment, etc.
Examples:
Acknowledge the deed. Acknowledge his help. He never acknowledged his fault.
Apologize.
To express regret for committing wrongdoing or causing a problem.
Examples:
Apologize for being late. Apologize ahead of time. I apologize for neglecting your email.
Unacceptably.
In a way that is not acceptable or satisfactory.
Examples:
Unacceptably high prices. Unacceptably poor. The restaurant's service was unacceptably slow.
Grave.
A place where a dead body is buried, typically marked by a headstone or other memorial. A very serious, solemn, or important matter. Verb, to carve, cut, or etch a design, inscription, or mark onto a hard surface, such as stone or metal. Adjective, serious, solemn, or weighty in nature.
Examples:
Graven image. Grave mistake. Many innocent civilians were killed and buried in mass graves outside the city during the war.
Firm.
Resolute or unwavering in decision-making or action, strong or secure in structure, make or composition, reliable, trustworthy, or dependable. Noun, a business or company.
Examples:
Firm grip. Accounting firm. The firm deadline for submitting the project is tomorrow, so we need to work efficiently to finish on time.
Stereotype.
A fixed and unvarying idea or image that people have about what someone or something is like, but which is often not true in reality and may cause hurt and offense.
Examples:
Avoid stereotype. Negative stereotypes. Changing stereotypes about LGBTQ requires considerable effort.
Confront.
To face, meet, or deal with a problem or difficult situation or person.
Examples:
Confront a global warming. Confront the issue. He finally decided to confront problems directly.
Primary.
First or highest in rank, order, or importance, most fundamental or essential, pertaining to the initial or introductory stage of something, such as a school year or election cycle.
Examples:
Primary school. Primary education. The primary cause of the accident was due to the icy road conditions.
Introduction.
A preliminary explanation or remarks given before the start of a text, performance, or event, the act of bringing something new into existence or introducing something to a wider audience or new market.
Examples:
Introduction education. Self-introduction. The introduction to the new class was informative and engaging.
Peer.
A person who has the same age, status, or ability.
Examples:
Peer group. Peer review. Among young people, peer pressure can be pretty influential.
Workshop.
A place where people work, especially one where they do manual or practical work, a brief intensive course for a small group.
Examples:
Workshop attendee. Carpentry workshop. The artist held a workshop to teach students how to paint with watercolors.
Promote.
To encourage or persuade people to like, buy, use, do, or support something, to raise someone to a higher position or rank.
Examples:
Promote a better relationship. Promote bad behavior. The government should do more to promote sustainable agribusiness.
Threat.
A strong indication or likelihood of harm, danger, or adverse consequences. An expression of intent to inflict harm or injury on someone or something, often made as a means of coercion or intimidation.
Examples:
Economic threat. Environmental threat. The threat of severe weather prompted the city to issue an evacuation warning.
Bomb.
A weapon that explodes and is used to kill or injure people or to cause damage to something.
Examples:
Atomic bombs. Disarm the bomb. The use of cluster bombs is strictly prohibited by international law.
Strike.
To wallop somebody or something with the hand, fist, or weapon, to have an emotional or cognitive impact upon.
Examples:
Strike up a conversation. Strike a blow. We strike to achieve more wages and safer working conditions.
Festival.
A celebration or event, usually marking a particular religious or cultural occasion, often involving processions, music, dancing, and the performance of plays or other artistic works.
Examples:
Festival attendee. International Film Festival. The music festival attracts visitors from all over the world.
Venue.
A location or place where an event or activity takes place, a place where something happens or is performed.
Examples:
Venue capacity. Wedding venue. The concert venue was packed with excited fans.
Injury.
Harm done to a person's or an animal's body caused by an accident or an attack.
Examples:
Without injury. A fatal injury. My accidental injury got better right away.
Decision.
The act or process of making up someone's mind about something, a choice or judgment reached after considering options.
Examples:
Decision authority. A selfish decision. She was struggling to make a decision between two job offers.
Announce.
To make something known or officially inform people about something.
Examples:
Announce candidacy. Announce the award winners. The third season of the anime show has been announced.
Bow.
To bend your knee or body, or lower your head. Noun, a weapon made of a curved piece of wood or other flexible material, strung with a cord and used to shoot arrows.
Examples:
Bow and greet. A bow wave. She bowed to the audience after her performance.
Simultaneously.
At the same time.
Examples:
Simultaneously affected. Take several inputs simultaneously. Two students answered the teacher's question simultaneously.
Thrill.
A feeling of extreme and sudden excitement and pleasure, to cause someone to feel sudden intense sensation or emotion. The thrill of speed. Incredible thrill. Skydiving is an overwhelming thrill for many people.
Stalwart.
A loyal, reliable, and steadfast person, often referring to someone strong and unyielding in their support or principles, a devoted and unwavering supporter or advocate.
Examples:
Stalwart member. Loyal stalwart. She relied on her stalwart friend for support during tough times.
Conclude.
To come to an end or close, to reach a judgment or opinion by reasoning.
Examples:
Conclude a meeting. Conclude that he is healthy. We concluded a ceasefire.
Schedule.
A list of planned activities, tasks, or things that must be completed, showing when they are intended to happen or be done.
Examples:
A heavy schedule. Arrange my schedule. So far, the meeting is going according to schedule.
Sponsor.
To provide funds for a particular event, program, individual, etc., as a way of advertising.
Examples:
Sponsor a contest. Sponsor a local group. Our company sponsors numerous disabled athletes.
Systematic.
Done or acting according to a determined set of systems or plans.
Examples:
A systematic reformation. Systematic botany. Science is based on the systematic classification of experience.
Culminate.
To reach a peak or climax.
Examples:
Culminate in a heart attack. Culminate in failure. The event will culminate in a grand fireworks display.
Environment.
The natural world, such as air, water, and land, in which humans, animals, and plants live.
Examples:
Environment affairs. Chaotic environment. Every human is responsible for taking care of the Earth's environment.
Privilege.
A special right or advantage that only one person or group of people has, usually because they are rich and powerful in a society.
Examples:
A breach of privilege. Privilege of membership. In the Middle Ages, the right to hunt in the wild was the privilege of royalty and nobility.
Grammar.
The set of structural constraints on speakers or writers' composition of clauses, phrases, and words.
Examples:
Grammar checker. Latin grammar. Mastering grammar takes a lot of time for those learning a foreign language.
Buffalo.
A large wild ox with shaggy hair found in Asia and North America.
Examples:
Buffalo horn. Buffalo steak. The buffalo roam freely in the plains of North America.
Breath.
The air that is taken into and expelled from your lungs. The process of taking into and expelling air from your lungs.
Examples:
hold your breath. Breath of wind. He bated his breath when talking about this affair.
Amazing.
Extremely surprising, especially in a way that you like or admire.
Examples:
amazing advances. The most amazing feeling. The golfer recorded an amazing distance.
Exhale.
To breathe out air or vapor from the lungs or mouth, to release or emit something slowly or gently.
Examples:
exhale a big sigh. Exhale cigarette smoke. He took a deep breath and slowly began to exhale.
Weep.
To cry tears because of sadness, rage, or pain.
Examples:
weep bitter tears. Weep for joy. I'm easily moved to tears, so I would weep in sympathy if I saw that movie.
Auditorium.
A room or building used for concerts, plays, or other public performances.
Examples:
open-air auditorium. Auditorium annex. The auditorium seating was filled with people waiting for the concert to begin.
Boom.
A sudden increase in economic activity, or a sudden happening that brings good fortune, a deep, loud, and prolonged sound.
Examples:
boom in sales. A sonic boom. The high-technology industry is enjoying a boom.
Applause.
A demonstration of approval or praise by clapping the hands together.
Examples:
round of applause. Earn applause. The applause burst from the audience.
Headline.
A heading at the top of a newspaper or magazine story or page.
Examples:
headline article. Banner headline. The engagement of the two golf players became headline news.
Chief.
Most important or primary, noun, a person who is in charge.
Examples:
chief accountant. Chief events of the year. Mining is a chief source of income for the country.
Prosecutor.
A lawyer or official who conducts legal proceedings against someone accused of a crime, a person who brings a criminal case to court on behalf of the state or government.
Examples:
a public prosecutor. Deputy prosecutor. The prosecutor's opening statement set the tone for the entire trial.
Investigate.
To conduct a systematic or formal inquiry to identify and evaluate the facts of a crime, problem, statement, etc., to establish the truth.
Examples:
Investigate the matter. Investigate a data leak. The committee investigated several apparent inconsistencies.
Mandate:
An official or authoritative instruction or command, a commission or authority to carry out a particular task.
Examples:
Mandate obligation. An imperial mandate. The mandate given to the new government is to improve the economy.
Surround:
To be all around something or somebody.
Examples:
Surround a town. A stone wall surrounds the palace. On 3 sides, mountains surround the settlement.
Bodyguard:
A person or group of people employed to protect someone, typically a public figure or a person of importance, from harm or attack.
Examples:
VIP bodyguard. Elite bodyguard unit. The celebrity hired a personal bodyguard to protect them from the paparazzi.
Outcome:
The result or effect of an action, event, etc.
Examples:
Improved student outcomes. A desirable outcome. They awaited news of the outcome of the election.
Negotiation:
The process of discussing and reaching an agreement with others.
Examples:
Negotiation process. Negotiation skills. The negotiation between the 2 countries was a delicate and complex process.
Urge:
To spur on or encourage someone, especially by cheers and shouts. Noun, a strong desire or impulse, especially one that is difficult to control or resist.
Examples:
Urge a total ban. A sexual urge. The lobbyist urged Congress not to approve the measure.
Desperately:
In a way that shows a lack of hope and a willingness to do anything because of the problematic situation, with great urgency.
Examples:
Desperately anxious. Desperately ill patient. The baby clung desperately to her mother.
Troop:
A group of soldiers, especially a large one, a group of people, animals, or things considered as a unit.
Examples:
The members of a military troop. A troop of deer. The troop of soldiers marched through the city in a parade.
Bravado:
A bold, swaggering display of courage or confidence that is intended to impress or intimidate people, often in a way that is exaggerated or insincere.
Examples:
Lose my bravado. Heroic bravado. The show of bravado by the bully only served to mask his insecurity and fear.
Whatsoever.
Not at all, no matter what.
Examples.
Whatsoever it be. Without impact whatsoever. He refused to do anything whatsoever to help her.
Adequate.
Enough, acceptable, satisfactory for a particular purpose or need.
Examples.
Adequate parking facilities. Provide adequate funding. This argument is still not adequate.
Mall.
A large, enclosed shopping center that typically contains many stores, restaurants, and other businesses.
Examples.
Largest electronic mall. Mall crawler. Many people go to the shopping mall to socialize and spend time with friends.
Competition.
A situation in which someone is attempting to beat or outperform another.
Examples.
The first round of the competition. Interspecific competition. Global competition is rising in virtually every industry.
Poet.
A person who writes poetry.
Examples.
A court poet. A poet of sorts. She is a talented poet who has been recognized for her work.
Pregnant.
Having a baby or young animal developing in the uterus.
Examples.
Needs of pregnant women. A silence pregnant with suspense. She vacated the position when she got pregnant.
Fortune.
A large amount of money or property, chance or luck as an unknown and arbitrary force affecting human affairs.
Examples.
Ill fortune. Bit of good fortune. Capitalism guarantees the right of ownership of personal fortune.
Recruit.
To persuade someone to work for a company, to find new members for an organization, the armed forces, etc.
Examples.
Recruit a good worker. Recruit a new hire. The colonial government recruited militia support when civil war broke out.
Atrocity.
Brutal act, an extremely wicked or cruel act.
Examples.
Commit atrocity. Cold-blooded atrocity. The atrocity of the war left many children orphaned.
Nephew.
A son of your brother or sister.
Examples.
3-year-old nephew. Nieces and nephews. My nephew is 8 months old and still being breastfed.
Spirit.
The part of a person which is the seat of their mind, feelings, and character rather than their physical body, The general atmosphere of a place or situation and the effect that it has on people.
Examples:
Spirit and the letter of the law. An indomitable spirit. Despite their tragic loss, the family is showing great spirit.
Advocacy.
The act of supporting or promoting a particular cause or point of view, often through public campaigning or lobbying.
Examples:
Advocacy group. Consumer advocacy group. The group engages in advocacy through lobbying and campaigning for policy changes.
Institute.
An organization that has a specific purpose, particularly one dealing with science, education, or a particular profession. Verb, to initiate, introduce, or establish something.
Examples:
Institute a lawsuit. Research institutes. This region has many institutes offering higher education.
Critic.
Someone who expresses opinions about the quality of books, music, etc.
Examples:
Art critic. Severe critic. Advocates for legal reform hear less harsh words from their critics.
Mosque.
A Muslim place of worship that usually has a minaret equals slender tower with balconies.
Examples:
Domed mosque. The sacred mosque. Jumeirah Mosque is one of the most beautiful buildings in the United Arab Emirates.
Poverty.
The condition of being extremely poor.
Examples:
Poverty alleviation. The cycle of poverty. Many studies have investigated the relationship between poverty and academic achievement.
Creative.
Relating to or involving the use of skill and original and unusual ideas to create something.
Examples:
Creative writing. Barren of creative spirit. All the supervisor has to do is assign tasks that make his subordinates more creative.
Sway.
To move back and forth or side to side gently, often in response to external factors such as wind or water. To influence or persuade someone to do something. To control or dominate something.
Examples:
Sway back and forth. Sway to the rhythm. The politician tried to sway public opinion in his favor, but his arguments fell flat.
Disaffection.
A feeling of dissatisfaction or resentment towards someone or something, especially a government or system.
Examples:
Public disaffection. Disaffection among workers. The government's policies have caused widespread disaffection among the citizens.
Tournament.
A competition or series of contests involving several players or teams, leading to a final winner or winners.
Examples:
Tournament for professionals. National tournament. The basketball tournament was fiercely competitive, with the top teams all vying for first place.
Embrace.
To accept something willingly and enthusiastically. Noun, the act of clasping another person in the arms as in greeting or affection.
Examples:
Embrace an opportunity. A warm embrace. The woods embrace the house.
Ostracize.
To exclude someone from a group or society by general consent, to avoid speaking to or dealing with intentionally.
Examples:
Ostracize individual. Ostracize group. His peers ostracized him for his controversial beliefs.
Imam.
A religious leader of the Muslim community, especially the leader of a mosque and a community.
Examples:
Imam of mosque. Spiritual imam. In some Muslim countries, the imam's position is appointed by the government.
Infidel.
A person who does not believe in a specific religion or who holds a different religious belief than the one being referred to, a derogatory term used to refer to someone who is seen as not following a particular religious faith.
Examples:
The war against the infidel. Convert infidel. The historical novel portrayed the conflict between the kingdom and the so-called infidel invaders from the north.
Destroy.
To ruin or damage severely or completely, to eradicate or eliminate completely.
Examples:
Destroy the ecosystem. Destroyed evidence. The building was destroyed in the fire and had to be rebuilt.
Odds.
The degree or probability that a particular thing will or will not happen.
Examples:
Odds in favor. Odds of business. What are the odds that he will survive?
Exposition.
A comprehensive description and explanation of an idea or theory, a collection of things, such as goods or works of art, etc., for public display.
Examples:
An international exposition. Rational exposition. The exposition in the novel provides background information on the characters and setting.
Extremist.
A person who holds extreme political or religious views and who is willing to use violent or illegal methods to promote those views.
Examples:
Extremist political views. Radical extremist. The extremist group planned a series of violent attacks to push its agenda.
Hometown.
The town or city where one was born or grew up.
Examples:
Hometown celebrity. Hometown memory. I always look forward to going back to my hometown during the holidays.
Checkpoint.
A designated location or point along a route or journey where travelers are required to stop and undergo a security or documentation check.
Examples:
Checkpoint security. Military checkpoint. The airport security checkpoint was crowded with passengers waiting to board their flights.
Optimist.
A person who tends to expect the best in all things and to be hopeful and confident about the future.
Examples:
Optimist by nature. Excessive optimist. She is a confident optimist who always looks on the bright side.
Upward.
Toward the top or highest point, or a higher position or level. Adjective, extending or moving toward a higher place.
Examples:
Look upward. Demonstrate an upward trend. The company adjusted the revenue upward.
Fathomable.
Able to be understood or comprehended, able to be measured or explored to a certain depth.
Examples:
Fathomable explanation. Fathomable solution. The scientific theories presented in the book were fathomable even to non-experts.
Strength.
The quality or state of being physically, or sometimes mentally, strong.
Examples:
Strength of the economy. Muscular strength. Health and strength are, above all, gold.
Overcome.
To succeed in controlling or dealing with something, such as a problem or difficulty, to defeat or overwhelm someone.
Examples:
Overcome opponents. Overcome all difficulties. He tried to overcome a bad reputation and win the election.
Grief.
A very great sadness, especially when somebody dies.
Examples:
Have grief and sorrow. A lot of grief. Each person has a unique grief experience.
Defeat.
To win against somebody in a fight, war, or attempt.
Examples:
Defeat a global power. Defeat body odor. Despite his best efforts, he was unable to defeat the enemy.
Ideology.
A set of beliefs or philosophies that an economic or political system is based on.
Examples:
The ideology of the left. Political ideology. Racial equality is an integral part of democratic ideology.
Bin.
A container, usually that has a lid and used for waste.
Examples:
A waste bin. Mail bin. You can open the overhead bin after landing.
Laden.
Heavily loaded or burdened.
Examples:
A laden ship. water-laden soil. The traffic-laden street was gridlocked during rush hour, with cars moving at a snail's pace.
Decide.
To make up someone's mind about something, to come to a conclusion or judgment after considering options.
Examples:
Decide a question. Decide on a course of action. She couldn't decide whether to order the pizza or the pasta for dinner.
Commit.
To do something illegal or wrong.
Examples:
Commit suicide. Commit mistakes. The military has committed an abuse of human rights.
Silent.
Without any or little sound.
Examples:
Silent reading. Give silent consent. The politician remained silent despite intense media scrutiny.
Policy.
A set of rules, guidelines, principles, or procedures that govern decision-making or action, often used in the context of business or government. A course of action or plan of action adopted or followed by an organization or individual to achieve a goal or objective.
Examples:
Health policy. Foreign policy. The company's new policy on remote work has made it a more inclusive workplace.